Okay. So we leveled up. We stole a couple books because someone didn't have the full set.
Speak freely, friend.
A clothier. Extravagant shirts, because there's, for some reason, we care about how we look. Are you whistling at me, sir? He's got a little bit of gold. You want to buy my expensive stuff? I mean, you sell this stuff, so you'll probably want to buy it. Yeah, all this guy sells is clothing. It's worth a shot. Just seeing if they have anything new to say. Sredaron is really steamed up about the Caldera land grab. Yeah, not really anything else there. Is this like a common bug when you sell vendors items? They'll put them on and wear them.
And yet there I was.
Let's see, what do we got? Guild of Mages, someone's house, someone else's house, Northgard Towers, someone else's house, someone else's house. Pawnbroker seems like a place to go. Welcome to Caldera. Short blade, one-handed. Shadow Weave ring. Crimson Despair amulet. Dagger. Nordic claymore. Two-handed. Lightning shield, cheap portion of fortify health. Have any of this stuff? Nope. Hey, we got some mercantile skill. Now slightly less bad at bartering. Crowns Evan Hart bounty. Prisoner head. Amenek the trader. Nothing. Nothing new. Special.
Yes.
Okay. Over here? Ah, two entrances to it. Okay.
Speak freely, friend.
Hey, who are you? Oh, right. This person. Here, have the note. Yeah, that bugger will always getting in trouble. Not me, though. I'm too smart. You're a good hider, but I'm a better finder. I'll find me near that tree and rock and other rock. No problem. You feel better if you take this note to him, if you can find him. But you're not as good a finder as me. Not even close at that. Give it a try, big shot. Okay. Goodbye. So I guess there's like finding him again? What's this? Ah, an armor. What do you got? Anything interesting? Ah, repair. Repair. Nothing new there. Anything interesting? Not really that I care about. Armor rating 13 versus 10. So I mean his armor would be an improvement. Don't need two of the same armor pieces, no. Wait, hold on, no. I can't see if I can equip it. See if I can equip that. Yep, I am allowed to equip it. So that went from an armor rating of 3 up to 6. Let's see how much of this I can. Duke's armor, guard, silver. That is heavy. That's heavy. That's medium. That's medium. Upgrade. That's heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Light, heavy, heavy. Everything. So he's got the two buying grapes. Slight improvement there. Oh, that door's locked. What am I doing? Okay. What else we got around here? Garrock Manor. Trader, someone's house. Manor seems like a good place to check out. Who the hell are you? I'm creeping. Yeah, booze, 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 booze. So he sells a dagger and a dagger, a drum, and a bunch of alcohol. Interesting. Cave rat. Cave rat is a subterranean species, variety of the hardy, abundant hunter-gatherer. Rat meat is tough and greasy with an unpleasant odor and taste. Nonetheless, it is cheap, abundant, and nutritious, and palatable when cooked in a stew and masked by strong spices. AKA, it tastes like crap, but you can hide that. No, do you know anything about that? Yeah, bounty on her head. Okay, nothing else really there.
Say your words.
Where do you go? Back outside. What about you? Background. Barbarian. Cave rat. Bounty. Where's... Save the guard. Charged guard. Added a new option. Guards keep the peace. Nothing interesting there. Barbarian is a barbarian with a scary mission. At Ebonheart, he's remarkably educated and well-spoken for a barbarian, but he knows things a barbarian should know. So she sells crap. Up here. You have a lot to talk about, huh? The Book of Dawn and Dusk, the Invocation of Azura, and the Book of Daedra. Interesting books you got up here, guys. For 300 years I have been a priestess of Azura, the Daedric princess of Moonshadow, mother of the rose, and queen of the night sky. Every Hogitham, which we celebrate on the 21st of First Seed, we summon her for guidance, as well as to offer things of worth and beauty to her majesty. She is a cruel but wise mistress. We do not invoke her on any Hogitham troubled by thunderstorms, for those nights belong to the Mad One, Shilgarath, even if they do coincide with the occasion. Azura at such time understands our caution. Azura's invocation is a very personal one. I've been priestess to 3 other Daedric princes, but Azura values the quality of her worshippers and the truth beyond our adoration of her. When I was a dark elven maid of 16, I joined my grandmother's coven, worshippers of Molag Bal, the schemer princess. Blackmail, extortion, and bribery are as much the weapons of the witches of Molag Bal as is dark magic. The invocation of Molag Bal is held on the 20th of Evening Star. Except during stormy weather. This ceremony is seldom missed, but Molag Bal often appears to her cultists in mortal guise on other dates. When my grandmother died in her attempt to poison the air of Firewatch, I re-examined my faith in the cult. My brother was a warlock of the cult of Bothia, and from what he told me, the Dark Warrior was closer to my spirit than the treacherous Molag Bal. Bothia is a warrior princess who acts more overtly than other Daedroth. After years of skulking and scheming, it felt good to perform acts for a mistress which had direct, immediate consequences. Besides, I liked that Bothia was a Daedra of the Dark Elves. Our cult would summon her on the day we called the Gauntlet, the second of Sun's dusk. Bloody competitions would be held in her honor, and the duels and battles would continue until 9 cultists were killed at the hands of other cultists. Seems like a great way to kill your own cult, but whatever. Bothia cared little for her cultists, she only cared for our blood. I do think I saw her smile when I accidentally slew my brother in a sparring session. My horror, I think, greatly pleased her. I left the cult soon after that. Bothia was too impersonal for me, too cold. I wanted a mistress of greater depth. For the next 18 years of my life, I worshipped no one. Instead, I read and researched. It was in an old and profane tome that I came upon the name of Nocturnal, the Night Mistress. Nocturnal the Unfathomable. As the book prescribed, I called to her on her holy day, the 3rd of Hearthfire. At last I had found the personal mistress I had so long desired. Strove to understand her labyrinthine philosophy, the source of her mysterious pain. Everything about her was dark and shrouded, even the way she spoke and the acts she required of me. It took years for me to understand the simple fact that I could never understand Nocturnal. Her mystery was as essential to her as savagery was to Bothia or treachery was to Molag Bal. To understand Nocturnal is to negate her, to pull back the curtains cloaking her realm of darkness. As much as I loved her, I recognized the futility of unraveling her enigmas. I turned instead to her sister, Azura. Azura is the only Daedra princess I have ever worshipped who seems to care about her followers. Molag Bal wanted my mind, Bothia wanted my arms, and Nocturnal perhaps my curiosity. Azura wants all of that, and our love above all. Not our abject slavering, but our honest and genuine caring in all its forms. It is important to her that our emotions be engaged in her worship, and our love must also be directed inward. If we love her and hate ourselves, she feels our pain. I will, for all time, have no other mistress. That sounds healthy. These are excerpts from this lengthy tome describing the nature of each of the Daedra. Azura, whose sphere is dusk and dawn, the magic in-between realms of twilight, known as the Moon Shadow, Mother of the Rose and Queen of the Night Sky. Bothia, whose sphere is deceit and conspiracy, and the secret plots of murder, assassination, treason, and unlawful overthrow of authority. Clavicus Vile, whose sphere is the granting of power and wishes through ritual invocations and pact. Timaeus Mora, whose sphere is scrying of the tides of fate, of the past and future as read in the stars and heavens, and in whose dominion are the treasures of knowledge and memory. Hircine, whose sphere is the hunt, the sport of Daedra, the great game, the chase, known as the marksman and the father of man-beasts. Malakoth, whose sphere is the patronage of the spurned and ostracized, the keeper of the sworn oath and the bloody curse. Merunus Dagon, whose sphere is destruction, change, revolution, energy, and ambition. Mephala, whose sphere is obscured to mortals, known by the names Web Spinner, Spinner, and Spider, whose only consistent theme seems to be interference in the affairs of mortals for her amusement. Noridia, whose sphere is obscured to mortals, who is associated with the energies of living things. Molag Bal, whose sphere is the domination and enslavement of mortals, whose desire is to harvest the souls of mortals and to bring mortals' souls within his sway by spreading seeds of strife and discord in the mortal realms. Namira, whose sphere is the ancient darkness, known as the Spirit Daedra, ruler of sundry dark and shadowy spirits, associated with spiders, insects, slugs, and other repulsive creatures, which inspire mortals with an instinctive revulsion. Nocturna, whose sphere is the night and darkness, who is known as the Night Mistress. Khajiit, whose sphere is the ordering of the lowest orders of oblivion, known as the Taskmaster. Sanguine, whose sphere is hedonistic revelry and debauchery, and passionate indulgences of darker natures. Shigarath, whose sphere is madness, and whose motives are unknowable. Theanima, whose sphere is the realm of dreams and nightmares, and from whose realm issues forth evil omens. Specially marked for special interest under the heading Malakoth, you find a reference to Scourge, blessed by Malakoth and dedicated to the use of mortals. In short, the reference suggests that any Daedra attempting to invoke the weapon's powers will be expelled into the void streams of oblivion. Of the legendary artifacts of the Daedra, many are well known, like Azura's Star and Shiagara's Wabajak. Others are less well known, like Scourge, Makan's Hammer, Bane of Daedra. Yet the Malakoth blessed Scourge to be potent against his Daedra king. He thought not that it should fall into Daedric hands, then to serve as a tool for private war among caitiff and Forsaken. Thus did Malakoth curse the device such that, should any dark kin seek to invoke its powers, that a void should open and swallow that Daedra, and purge him into Oblivion's void streams. From thence to pathfind back to the realm and unreal worlds in the full order of time. The Book of Dawn and Dusk. The Book of Dawn and Dusk is a collection of sayings and aphorisms attributed variously to the tribunals and to their saints and servants. Many of these sayings have become common cliches to everyday life in Morrowind. The following selections of slogans will illustrate many of the simplest notions of the tribunal faithful. Speak none but good of the gods. We can have no opinions about truth. Rumors flow from the house of trolls. Doubt only the happy hours. No child has a sinner's heart. Let faith be your only law. Fear of the fool is the beginning of wisdom. Civi in every hour. Walk always in the presence of your lords. Comfort is given. Justice is taken. Learn by serving. From the heart the light, from the head the law. Blessed Civi, mercy, mastery, mystery. Forge a keen fate in the crucible of suffering. Engrave upon thy eye the image of injustice. Death does not diminish, the ghost gilds with glory. Faith conquers all, let us yield to faith. Better to suffer a wrong than to do one. Heavens are in their glory, applaud. Folly secures its power to harm, though forbidden to some, not to you. Oh, how rarely wisdom rules our hearts. Blessed are we who serve Civi. Three Mouse sings mercy, mastery, mystery. Gather no seed in the fields of hell. Thrice sealed house withstands the storm. By breath and blood protect us all. Can ghosts or justice change with time? Consider your end, mortal. Accept grace without limits. Enter the rhapsody of the god poet. Kneel before the teacher's chair. 3 hands, 3 hearts, 3 eyes. Keep no secret from your judge's scale. Forge darkness into light. Refuse neither brother nor ghost. Blessed Civi, through birth, life, ghost. From glowing ashes the poet's wrath shall shine. If Vivek is for us, who can stand against us? Fate, monstrous and empty, the whirling wheel of evil. How black my heart, roasting fiercely. So just a book of sayings and aphorisms. This weird guy who won't talk to anyone, who just has a couple of books about the Daedra, nothing to be concerned about.
Yes.
I have talked to everyone here. You are super weird. Anything down here?
Say
really
your
fancy. Hey, I was trying to talk to you. Nothing here.
say your needs.
The Wolf Queen, Book 7. Book 7? Guys, can you stop, like, collecting out of order?
Render yourself. Guards!
I've been caught. What happens now? He said guards, but then, like, I'm talking to a guard. Does anyone care?
I'm listening. Hurry this up. You want something, friend?
Maybe? I'd like to know whether you care that I stole that book in there, but I think the answer is no. Yeah, so the mines are off to the southwest. You can, like, basically I think you can, like, take this road and loop back around.